It is PSVR2 week after years of waiting. We are almost here. If my PSVR2 gets here on Wednesday, hopefully it does. I'll be live streaming as I've mentioned to you guys already. I hope to see you guys there. To help with that wait, I wanted to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to dive into today includes PlayStation 5 tech shown off at Apple's first event of the year focused on gaming, seamless loading with a new PlayStation 5 title, PS5 outperforms Xbox Series X again, and Sony bought a new studio seemingly. First, yes or no, have you finished Hogwarts Legacy or not? I'm seeing more and more people finish the game up. I'm currently still playing through it. I'm near the end of the game and will probably finish it today, but what about you guys? So comment below, yes or no, if you finished Hogwarts Legacy or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Sony locks down a new studio. So last time we spoke about this studio, it seemed as though Sony bought them out already thanks to a job listing that listed this studio alongside other Sony first-party studios. We're talking about Ballistic Moon. We have more evidence now. It seems that they've been acquired. This studio was established in 2019, has 47 employees, and was founded by people who worked on games like House of the Dead, Overkill, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Heavy Rain, Sleeping Dogs, and a bunch of other titles, it seems. Getting back to the new evidence, it's sourced from website PitchBook, and according to the site, PitchBook is the leading resource for comprehensive data research and insights spanning the global capital markets. This next piece of information seems to have been discovered by the Sacred Symbols crew. It's a PitchBook profile for Ballistic Moon. On that profile, it has a bunch of information on the company, including their employee count, 47, when they were founded, 2019. And at the bottom of the page under contact information, you'll see the information we care about. It states that Ballistic Moon has been acquired and the parent company is Sony. We don't really know much about the project they're working on, but we know they're making a new game for Sony. And I guess similar to other teams like Haven, who don't really have a presence in the market, Sony liked what they saw and decided to lock them down if this information is correct. That's the key part here. I would assume if this information is correct, Sony would have to announce this sometime soon, right? Sometime this year, next couple of months. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully they announce it by fully revealing the studio's new PlayStation 5 Unreal Engine 5 title. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Sony tech shown off at Apple's first event of the year. Reading from 9 to 5 Mac, Apple holds press events showing off its latest advances in gaming. This week, Apple invited various members of the press and influencers to give a closer look at games coming to iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and Mac this year. According to Tom's Guide, the event showed off everything from Apple Arcade's extensive lineup on Apple TV to the Medium running natively on Macs to inventive fitness games from the Apple entrepreneur camp. So this was an event held for invite only. Some influencers and people of the press got invited to try out various games across Apple's lineup of hardware, as stated here: iPhones, iPads, Macs, even the new Mac Mini, to show off how powerful that can be. This event focused on the advancements of gaming at Apple, and the controller of choice here is the DualSense. We've seen Apple already focus on selling the DualSense at their stores, and seeing it as part of their push for gaming on their platforms going forward makes me hopeful that maybe mobile games will get proper DualSense support. That would be amazing for me. I enjoy mobile games, as I've mentioned to you guys, but with proper DualSense support, that's a nice elevation. Maybe it's a long shot to say that, but let's see how it goes. But you guys let me know if you game on any Apple products, iPhone, iPad, any of the Macs maybe. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, no loading or seamless loading. So one thing that's been a big push at the beginning of this generation by Sony is no loading times. And while there are games that have seamless loading, the idea of loading games hasn't disappeared across the board. Playing Hogwarts Legacy is a very recent example of this. It takes a bit to load every time you die, for example. Taking that in, it's nice to hear about a new game not made by Sony push seamless loading. Quantum Error is a game we haven't talked about since probably 2020, 2021 maybe, I think. It's a horror FPS and third-person shooter. You have the option to switch between both. It's made by studio Team Kill Media and was originally announced as a PlayStation exclusive before being announced to become a multi-platform title. The studio has made a lot of progress during the last few years, and it seems like the game might actually be dropping this year. In a conversation with fans, the official Quantum Error Twitter account states, "We are doing amazing things with the adaptive triggers and haptics." A fan replied to this with, "So PS5 is the best way to play. How about loading times? Are you taking advantage of the PlayStation 5's SSD for superior loading times?" They replied with, 100%. We are going for a seamless experience throughout the game. A seamless experience is a push for no loading, just straight move between sections, no waiting. I'm curious to see the results on haptics, triggers, and of course, the loading when this game finally drops on PlayStation 5, hopefully later this year. And now diving into the final story of the video, PS5 outperforms Xbox Series X again. So I want to start this off by saying one of the reasons these stories get picked up is because before the start of this generation, there was a whole stream of comments from some developers and some Xbox influencers that the Series X would outperform the PlayStation 5 by large margins consistently across the board across various games that are on both platforms. This was put out there because spec-wise the Series X looks to be the more performant console, but going back to what Mark Cerny's point of teraflops not being everything, we've kind of seen it multiple times now that the PlayStation 5 has the more performant version of a game. So when a PlayStation 5 game outdoes Series X, it's more significant because the narrative was that would never happen. Here we are into the third year of the new consoles, and we still see this happening. The latest one to add to the list is Hogwarts Legacy, which according to Digital Foundry on PlayStation 5 is the same game as the Xbox Series X version in terms of graphics and resolution, but the PlayStation 5 version is the more consistently performant game across the board aside from the high frame rate mode, I think, which is similar to the Series X version. According to Digital Foundry, the Xbox version needs some serious work compared to the PlayStation 5 version. Now, of course, the developers could patch this up after the Digital Foundry video has gone out and bring up the performance on the Xbox side, but take in, according to Digital Foundry, their video was delayed multiple times because the company wanted to get the day one patch out there to show off the game at its best. That's weird to hear, considering seeing what's going on with the Series X version of the game. I'm curious to see what happens next, but you guys let me know if you're surprised that the PlayStation 5 version is much better than the Series X or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, to subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comments section with It is PSVR2 week. We're finally here. It's been so long. I'm excited for Wednesday to finally dive into these new games. If you're excited for it, or if you're getting PlayStation VR2 yourself, destroy the comment section with It is PSVR2 week, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.